A call to be compassionate. Today's Gospel reading is Luke chapter 16, verses 19 to 31, and we have Jesus tell us about the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. I'd like to call this the parable of the opposites because we have one set of opposites happening to the two main characters when they are alive, and the stark opposite happening to them both once they die. So we have on one side the rich man whose name is not known, who is living a life of opulence, of indulgence, of abundance, of feasting. And on the other side, we have this poor man named Lazarus who is outside this rich man's house or this rich man's life per se, who is living a life of constant desire, in a constant hope, in a constant hunger that his basic needs will be met by hoping for some food to come from this rich man, that something might be coming from this side to better his life. However, he has no relief. And whilst the rich man is clothed in finery and royalty, we have this poor Lazarus who is covered in sores that are oozing. So life has no relief for him. But once they die, the rich man is tormented in the fires of hell, and poor Lazarus is then escorted by angels to enjoy the comforts of heaven beside Abraham. Now, nowhere is it written that the rich man was cruel to Lazarus or he was even disgusted by the sight of Lazarus. Nothing. It's just that this rich man was so rich of himself that he didn't, even if he noticed Lazarus, which he surely did, he didn't do anything to better the life of Lazarus, because he was quick to notice this same Lazarus beside Abraham when he was in hell, and how much pride this man still has, this rich man still has, as he is being tormented in the fires of hell, that he doesn't address Lazarus directly, but he addresses Abraham to send Lazarus to give him some relief by placing the finger on his tongue, which might be dipped in some water. And when Abraham explains to him that there's this big chasm in between them and there's no one that can come to relieve him from the other side, and so literally there's no hope for him, then this man says that please send Lazarus to his brothers, that is his family back home, so that their souls can be saved. So he's saying that if someone from the dead were to come, that his brothers will change their lives. And Abraham says they have the prophets and Moses for them to change their lives, that even if someone were to rise from the dead, they wouldn't change. So it's important to note that we do have someone who is risen from the dead and who has told us to change our lives so that we can avoid the finality of hell. So it's for us to open our eyes and to see that our lives need to be changed for the better so that we can enjoy the comforts of heaven. What are our takeaways from today's parable? One is the awareness of the Lazaruses that might be around in our lives. We too are so rich of ourselves, not with just money, but we are just rich in our needs, what we need, our wants, what clothes to wear, what shoes do we need to buy, what's the next upgrade in phone we need to buy, what next car we need to buy, the next house we need to purchase, the next holiday destinations, that we are so oblivious of the Lazaruses that are in need around us. There might be people who are sick, who are hungry, who are in need to be clothed. And it's up to us to be more aware of the needs of others and to see how we can help them. So it's not only important to be aware of the Lazaruses in our lives, it is important for us to act and do something to better their lives. Because remember, the rich man, he knew there was a Lazarus outside his house, but he didn't do anything to better Lazarus's life when he could do everything. And lastly, let's be grateful to God for the blessings and the abundance we enjoy in our lives. We have beautiful families, we have a roof above our head, and we have food on the table for us to eat. There are so many who don't have some of the basic necessities of life, and let us take time to thank God today for all the blessings He provides us. So, this is my short reflection for today's Gospel reading. God bless you. I will see you tomorrow.